Greetings. You are now tuned into the HittMobb podcast series, where we discuss the art, business, legacies, and lifestyles of music production with your hosts, Daven Vanderpool, known as Prestige, and Paul Hendricks, known as Baby Paul. Let's get to it.
What's good, everyone? I'm Prestige, and this is the HittMobb podcast.
What's going on? It's your boy, Baby Paul, a.k.a. BPZ. You in the building, man. What's good, bro?
What's good, man? We got a special guest, man. My best friend for years. I went to high school with this dude.
Word.
DJ Beetle. What's good, man?
What's up, man? You know,
legendary.
Nothing.
Represent.
legendary. I doubt that.
Oh, come on. Nah, man. We go back, bro. We all go back.
Right,
you know?
right.
And
I met you through Prestige. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. And you know what? It goes back. Like, we met in a high school.
Yeah, we were truants.
No, was Boys High, right?
Yeah, the old boys.
The old Boys High in
Wow.
Bed-Stuy.
Wow.
And cause I guess I don't know how you end up there.
I had to do 6 months in my original high school, which was Sheepshead Bay, and I didn't want to do the 6 months. So I went to that school to get out early.
I don't remember how I got there because I was trying to get my high school diploma. And I remember that was a key point in my life, right? Because this is before I got into the music, right?
Right.
I was like the flyest dude in the school, bro.
Yeah.
Ask him.
Yeah.
Remember that?
He was different. No,
Son.
you know what?
Yeah.
At that time, I'm definitely gonna give you kudos. But at that time, he was a step ahead of us. Like, cause that was right in the midst of the house era.
Yes,
And,
exactly.
you know, he was wearing the baggy pants,
Yeah.
you know, the high boots and
Yeah,
stuff like
so
that.
his fashion was
definitely
Fashion was
different.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And son, I had almost all the girls on me, son. You remember that? And like,
Prestige the Playboy.
you know, son, I didn't know.
Right.
I was liking one girl, you know. You remember her?
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
liking one girl, right?
Right.
But, you know, I didn't know. I was young, and girls was just throwing it at me, man. I was like, but I liked that one, and I was like, damn.
Hold up. I got to ask this question,
What?
though. Did she have that Earth girl look that you like? You know you like them Earth girls.
She wasn't really earthy. No.
She wasn't.
She wasn't.
She was
But
a fly girl.
She was like
She was
more
a
than
baddie?
fly girl. Yeah. She was more on that.
She was naturally pretty.
Yes.
Head down to her butt.
Yes.
All natural.
If you're listening and watching this, you know who you are, man. You're getting bigged up crazy right now.
Yes. Exactly.
She just
man.
recently moved to North Carolina, so I'm going to definitely tell her.
Yeah.
All right, she did?
Yeah.
All right.
So
all
hopefully
right.
she watched the show and get appreciated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And this is interesting era because we met at that time, right? And this is like around the time I used to be like, I gotta bring this fly shit up for a reason because I used to always have my clothes and all of this shit. I was really into that, right?
Right.
But like when my calling was the music and I was digging, right? And I kind of left that behind.
Right.
So as I was digging and shit,
Like digging in the crates, looking for
Yeah.
the perfect beat, all of that type of energy.
all my money went
started
to that
to go
shit.
into that, and that's
Right.
around the time I met you.
Yes.
Okay.
Son, because, you know, at that time I was working in Madison Square Garden.
Right. So you're getting that
Oh,
bread.
you was?
You didn't, you know?
Nah.
Madison Square Garden as a vendor.
Wow.
Son, at that time,
Yeah.
son, I was, 18?
Yeah.
And my check used to be like $2,500
Damn.
Wow.
A week or bi-weekly?
a week because it was commission.
Got it.
It was commission, and I used to sell.
That's some good bread, bro.
Son,
Yeah.
Even now.
son, $2,500 when the circus came in town. With Ringling
Ringling
Brothers,
Brothers, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Barnum and Bailey.
Yeah.
How
'Cause
much
we-
of that you spent on records?
I spent a lot. No, I had money. I was buying clothes at that time, right?
Right.
But when the circus used to come to town, man, especially on the weekends, me and my boy, we just racked up. Sometimes we would come early and get like, I used to sell cotton candy at that
I was
time.
just about to ask you, what was you vending? But nah, no.
Cotton candy.
Okay.
And
wow.
Cotton
Cotton
Candy.
Candy's heavy in the circus. Kids,
Yeah.
forget it. Yeah, that's real. Since y'all known each other since high school, when did y'all both start to like share the mutual interest in the music? Like you DJing, him pursuing production. But I know, and I bet you know from your history with him, that he used to rap. A lot of people don't know that. Prestige.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I met him. He wanted to make beats for his own records.
Oh.
He was looking for beats to rap to
Yes.
when I met
Wow.
him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't know
that's
that.
why I thought you might know that, but
Nah.
that's how I remember him when we
Yes.
met. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think when we was in school, like he used to always carry a bag. Always got a bag.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And-
I remember that too.
So I think, I was DJing back then, not professionally.
Right.
But, I would do the house parties for free and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think one day we was in the same class and I used to see this square stuff in his bag all the time. I'm like, yeah, what you got in the bag? And he had records. And then I think it just took off from there.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
mutual
yeah,
bond for
yeah,
the record
yeah,
collecting.
yeah.
Right.
Records.
So did you dig too?
I wasn't as good as this guy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't as good as this guy, but I did collect a lot of records.
Yeah, that's kind of what made us bond is with the digging.
Right.
Like
Yo.
I was heavy into the digging.
Right.
Like even with my history with the beat miners, I was one of the heaviest diggers out of the three of us.
Oh,
They
wow.
dug too.
Yeah.
And Evil D was the DJ of Black Moon, but like I sparked their digging like passion. You know what I'm saying?
When I started to get into production, and I didn't know the value of the record, the old records.
Right.
And another thing is my memory. I be doing so many things I
Right.
can't remember, so I never remembered who was on what record. Like,
Right.
so when I started learning, it was like, oh, he played bass on this before.
Right.
He
Yeah,
played,
yeah, so-
he played piano on this before. So then I started learning stuff like that.
And that's
And
dope.
That
because-
was the key part of digging because
Yeah.
you had to know the players
Right.
and who was playing, and so that's how we used to. Remember, we had no players back
Right.
then, and we had no record players to listen to the samples back then. So we had to go off of the education of what we learned from reading the credits.
right.
That's how we
And
made
pull
our
into the
template.
history, like whether it was
Yes.
the record company that put it out,
Yes.
who produced it.
Yes.
Right. I didn't
playing on
learn
it.
that till later.
Yeah,
I
that
would
was the
just
science
listen-
of digging.
I would hear something. And then, or I knew the artist. Say like James Brown. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? But
oh,
I'm
yeah.
not thinking about Maceo. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's James Brown here.
Right.
Or Grover Washington Jr., stuff like that.
Right,
the
right.
popular guys.
Right,
I
right.
didn't know, later on I found out about the Stanley Turrentine.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Stuff
rarities.
like that.
The
Yeah.
rarities,
So
yeah.
that's how I started
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
But wasn't you around Tip?
That's how I learned, actually.
'Cause-
So when when I was coming up, man, I was DJing, but I was also hood. You know,
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
I was,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
ratchet.
You still in
I
the
was ratchet.
streets. You still in the streets. Okay.
So being around, Ali. I grew up with Ali. Ali is from Brooklyn. He's
And we're
not
gonna,
from
we're gonna
Queens.
clarify that Ali.
Ali
We're talking
Shaheed
about
Ali
Muhammad.
Shaheed Muhammad,
of
right,
Tribe
from
Called
Tribe
Quest.
Called Quest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I grew up with Ali, and I learned so much from Ali. Like even in DJing, like every
That's
step
what's up.
I progressed in music, Ali had a hand in it.
That's what's up.
And so when I was around Ali, then I met Q-Tip. So when I'm around these guys, Ali was digging too, but not like Tip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that was Tip world.
Right.
So what woke me up was you remember they used to have them record conventions?
Oh yeah.
Son,
In the hotel.
son,
We
yo,
talk about
you
Roosevelt.
need the
Yeah, Roosevelt, right?
Oh shit, man.
I'm sure we done ran each other a couple times there.
Probably did.
Yeah.
You know who put me on to that?
Who?
You.
I did.
Yeah, you told me about that. And then I went and I was like, yo, I was just amazed.
Yeah.
But
And then-
but pause. We have to really showcase that part of the game because that was the big deal.
It was a huge
It
deal.
was.
There was because if you wasn't going to the Roosevelt at that time, that was a stomping ground for all upcoming producers. You had to be part of the Roosevelt.
It was part of the culture.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
we're talking about people going there early in the morning or even getting a hotel room the night before
Exactly.
to get in on the vendors first.
You introduced me to this guy, I forgot his name.
Who?
He was a dark-skinned guy. He lived in the village. He was a record
Oh,
collector.
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yo, did you
Bob.
tell me you saw Bob when you went to the park? Was it Bob you said you told me you visited or somebody you saw?
When was this?
Recently when he had his barbecue event. Recently. When Beetle had his barbecue event, you said you caught up with somebody beforehand. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was Bob.
No. It was Garfield.
Garfield.
But Garfield, it was one of my friends. He's in a nursing home right now. But yeah,
okay.
so I
But
told you
Garfield
about
was another vinyl collector. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Well, you introduced me to Bob.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Bob.
once see, Dave, you don't even realize, man, how instrumental you was with me in this music.
That's what's
to
up.
me
That's
in this
what's up.
music. David, the reason I got my deal at Atlantic. We
Oh,
talked
yes.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave introduced me to the Rob Perlman, right?
Rob
Rob
Perlman.
Perlman.
Right,
Wow.
Son, I never forget. I went to this Joker house, man. This motherfucker had some of the illest records, man.
I believe it. Let me tell you something, man.
Yes.
When it comes to curators of culture, it sometimes be the other nationalities outside of our nationality that have
Definitely.
a supreme knowledge of the music. It's mind-blowing sometimes.
And son, to this day, I saw shit in his house that I never seen nowhere else. Like
Right.
he had that type of shit.
Right. And you're talking about vinyl collections.
Vinyl collection, yeah.
Yeah.
So we used to. I forgot how I met him because I guess since sometimes I forget how I meet a lot of people. We just everything just flows.
Right.
Because if I'm into digging, I met a lot of people because I was digging.
Right. And
And-
collecting, yeah.
And
That was a whole subculture.
It was.
You know that.
It was.
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah.
was.
and how
Costly.
and
Costly subculture. Hell yeah.
yeah, I remember taking Vaughn up to meet him in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And how you got the deal? I never got my finder's fee.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's true.
For the viewers, to give them clarity on the strength of your relationship, you walked them into an opportunity to get a major record deal.
Yeah.
Atlantic
I
Records.
had Atlantic Records. I had a group at the time called Science of Sound.
Dope.
And
How many members was in the group?
3.
Okay, so it's
Me,
you and 2
Peter
others.
Chan and my man Tycho.
Okay, that's what's up.
Well, you might as well say 4 because we had a manager States.
Yeah,
he was
Steve
always,
States, yeah.
States was always with us.
Right,
So
right.
it was like 4 of us. But yeah, we got introduced to Atlantic. Well, we was trying to shop
Mm-hmm.
and Warner Brothers was interested. Sleeping Bag was interested.
Wow.
And who else? I think it was RCA. But at the time, RCA didn't have a rap department. Atlantic didn't really either, but they had a black music department. So that's what kind of swayed us. But Warner Brothers was on us. But I just seen, being around different music execs, and you hear the talk, and then you start watching, and you learning the game about marketing and all that. They weren't great at that at that time.
I got a question for you. Since you referenced Atlantic in particular, out of those labels, was the choice that you were leaning towards and actually did your deal? Was Big Beat around at that time? Because Big Beat was a subsidiary that was putting out rap.
And that's
Shout out to Rob Tulo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Craig Kalman.
Yeah.
Craig
Kalman
had a big beat at that time.
Yes.
Yeah. So Big Beat was around.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that time frame based on the fact that your history outside of Prestige was, your relationship with Tip and Ali of Tribe?
Right. Tribe was a big influence for us.
Around what time of their career did you get the Science of Sound opportunity? Meaning, what was out by that time?
I was already friends with Tribe from like 88.
Yeah, like before they even came out, right?
No, right before they came out.
Okay.
Well,
cool,
me
cool.
and Ali were.
Right,
then I
right.
met Tip and them, but I say around like 90,
Okay.
and then we got our record deal in 94.
Okay.
In 94.
I'm trying to think what was out around 94 by then. They already had their second album out, right? They had
Yeah,
Low
I
End
think-
Theory already out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you,
So it's between Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders around the time you got that?
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you know what? You just remind me. It was Midnight Marauders when I got my deal. Because they Tribe had did a video on my block. They did Oh My God.
oh my God,
Right.
yeah.
Buster.
Yeah, that was, yeah,
That was
yeah,
on my
the
block.
bus.
Yeah.
truck,
So
yeah.
that was on my block, and at that time we had the record deal.
That's dope.
That was dope.
That's dope.
And
Yeah.
you forgetting to mention that you have Fife on the album.
Oh, on our album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing about the Science of Sound. Let me just give you a background.
For sure.
Like also, who was very influential was this other producer named Fresh Gordon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
from Brooklyn.
Fresh Gordon.
I remember
Fresh
Fresh
I
Gordon.
used to be in Fresh Gordon.
Always had the
crib.
felines on.
Yeah.
Fresh Gordon. I used to tell Dave. So I learned a lot from Gordon, and then being young and just all about music at that time. No kids, no family.
Right.
I used to be in Gordon's house. I seen every big rapper come through there.
Yo, son,
I
all
believe
right,
that.
you have to
Because he was a producer, not just an artist, right?
He was a producer.
You have to showcase him because he's a big part of the rap history because a lot of people came out of his crib.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm probably blowing some people up.
No, it's
right
all
now.
good. That's what this HittMobb is
So
about.
Gordon did a lot of production.
Yes.
And took the money and not the credit. He did Salt and Pepper Push It. He did that for Herbie.
Wow, I believe it.
They recorded the vocals in his bathroom.
Wow.
He set the mic up in the bathroom, closed the door. He did Push It. I met over there. Oh, actually, you know who else Gordon was working with heavy?
Who?
Jay.
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Jazz and Gordon.
From
Jazz
that time,
used to
yeah,
come
because
to
I
his
remember.
house.
I remember Gordon was working with Jazz. So I remember that.
The first time I met, I met Jazz already through Gordon, but the first time I had met Jay and I met Sauce.
Sauce Money.
So Sauce. So you know, these guys was incredible. Jay wasn't sticking around. Sauce was around. Jazz was around. And then one day I was at Gordon's house and we just chilling and Sauce came. Kane came. Big Daddy Kane, because he lived down the block from Gordon. 1 block over. So Kane came, and this when Kane was out, and Sauce. And they did a demo. It never came out. I don't even know where it's at right now. But that's classic.
Yeah, I believe it. That's crazy.
I seen. Oh, you know who else used to come to his crib?
Who?
I seen his crib. Heavy D.
So
Heavy D.
Wow.
Puffy. When he first
Puff?
was and
When he was up and coming, yeah.
He had Father MC over there.
He was at Uptown around that time.
Yeah.
Yes, he was at Uptown. And Gordon did a lot of Run DMC stuff. Gordon did a lot of Houdini stuff.
Wow.
Gordon did a lot of Dana Dane stuff.
Wow. You see, I'm super curious what he did for Houdini and Run DMC.
Well,
Considering rest in peace Larry Smith, that was one of my heroes back then.
So it was a recording studio in the heart of Bed-Stuy. Nobody really knew about because they did reggae. They did only reggae, and it was called Royston.
Oh, I
Did they put out like
no. I know what that is. That's Randall Fulton.
Fulton and Nostrand, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gordon did all the production, like he mixed out of there. Nobody even knew about this studio, and he did some Run DMC stuff in there. Houdini, he did a lot of Houdini stuff.
Oh, you know what? I mentioned the Mighty Sparrow on my other episode,
right?
And that's where he used to record the Mighty Sparrow, because all of that is a lot of calypso records coming out of there.
Right.
I'm gonna drop another one.
Huh?
I'm gonna drop another one.
Yeah.
You remember Mary J. Blige's first album?
Yeah.
It was produced by Prince Markie D and what's his name? Corey Rooney, right?
Yeah.
Gordon did a lot of drum programming for Markie D on that album.
I believe it. So who knows, Real Love or whatever those records
definitely
could have
did
been.
that. I wasn't gonna say it, but you said it.
Hey, we talking about the music, right?
Yeah.
I thought Daddy-O did that.
Daddy-O?
He did the remix.
All right.
Yo, the look on his face, I wish we could
You know the
freeze
remix with the boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Remember the original got the milk, the same pattern as the milk.
Kicks and snares, the and Peace President drums.
Yeah. Corey played all the keys.
Yeah.
But Mark and Gordon was he did the Fat Boys too.
I believe that because you got to remember, Curtis Blow was instrumental to the Fat Boys, but I don't think he programmed all of that stuff.
Gordon was doing a lot.
He was
of that
probably
stuff,
programming this. Like you said, he wasn't getting the credit.
He wasn't
because
he was taking the money. You know,
and doing the work and
he was
bouncing.
taking the money.
He was ghost producing basically. That's what we call that.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I know hindsight. He did a lot of big shit and shit probably we don't know. Like
he did a lot of stuff. He did
big shit from that era.
Yeah.
And a lot of records.
I believe it. Because come on, that programming on them Fat Boys records was intricate, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how he got how it happened. This guy named JP used to manage Gordon, and he also was managing Salt and Pepper at one time. Well, with Herbie.
Right.
And I never forget. This is how. So when I started producing, I only used one machine. That was the MPC.
The very first one, MPC 60?
The very first one.
MPC 60.
And I had a 950 sampler.
Then the
Oh,
rap.
that was the
Yeah.
kit.
Yeah,
That was the kit.
I had the 12
So-
and the 950.
Oh,
That's how I
see?
started.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause most of y'all was using the SP12.
Yeah.
I remember me and Tip had a big argument about that. He
Really?
used the MPC 60 right now,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
But anyway, so Herbie came. Gordon is a genius.
I believe that.
He's,
Is he
he's
still
very
alive?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. He's very articulate, everything. So
Salute to
Herbie
Fresh
came.
Gordon, man.
He said, "Gordon, I bought this machine. I need you to teach me how to work." And he left it.
Mm.
Gordon is the guy that reads all the instructions, and he taught me that. Like a lot of time we take shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
He read all the instructions, so he learned how to work that MPC 60, and he taught me. And that's how it all started. And I always use MPC. Like right now, I got the MPC X.
I got the Renaissance.
Oh, see?
yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
I got the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He switched up. That's with the change of the technology. I think he wanted to experiment because he's an SP 1200 guy like me. You know, we come from that. And I went to the 2000 like in the like I would say.
But the MPC 2000?
Yeah, I was using the 2000 around the time I was doing like Nas
That's an
and
excellent
AZ.
machine.
When I did Stillmatic for Nas, I used it 2000. When I did Asiatics album for AZ,
Right.
The Essence, I did that on MPC 2000. Yeah.
But one thing,
you know who's the MPC advocate?
who's that?
Kanye West.
But one thing you got to know.
I thought
to
he
me,
was into the ASR too, because I seen him
the
using
ASR.
ASR
Well,
too.
I seen him in an interview, and he was like, "This was his baby, the MP. He do everything on the
Well,
MP."
I agree with that because early when I first met Kanye, like when he was around Consequence a lot,
Right.
he was using the 2000 when he was doing a lot of that Rockefeller stuff. That's what he was
Yeah,
using.
the 2000.
I thought the ASR king was RZA.
Yeah.
RZA
He
did
was-
everything on the
Him
MP.
and Havoc. Shout to Havoc.
Oh,
bro.
Havoc
Shout
used
out
that too?
Yeah, he used the ASR.
Wow.
But to me, I always said that is the man, is not the machine.
True.
I have to
Right.
go by that part because everybody's like, "What do you use?" But I'm just saying, like, you still at the end of the day, you still have to have your vision on how you want your music to come out.
And how to apply it technically to
exactly.
what you're doing. Yeah.
So I'm not really a machine fanatic. I just got to get what's in front of me and make it work and make my sound come through.
What made you decide to even use the machine, being that you used a lot of like Emu products, Akai products before with a lot of your work?
It's just that disc shit, the disc. I didn't want to use disc.
Oh.
You could just save it on your computer now, and that's like the last.
Well, you
the
know you
last
could do
machine.
that with the MPC.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
You could
the
do that with the
upgrades and
MPCX.
No,
you
but
can do that with the
now,
Renaissance.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like before all of this transition shit, I had the MPC 2000 XL.
Right.
Oh, the XL. Okay.
I had the XL.
That's a great machine.
Yeah, I did some records on
Did
that.
you get rid of it, or you still
Huh?
got it?
I got rid of it.
Okay.
No need for it because it's disc.
Yeah, the hard you didn't want to do.
I don't know if
the
y'all
SCSI connection.
watch his page, DJ Scratch.
No.
He just transferred over all his floppy disks to the MPCX. He's an MPC man too.
Yeah.
And
All right.
if you ever go on his page, like I gotta apologize to Scratch because I did not know he was that dope.
Yeah.
I knew he dope as a DJ.
Scratch is
And we
fire.
real cool, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I didn't know he was that dope as a
Nah,
producer.
Scratch is fire. You
And
know-
I didn't even know the song that I was rocking, he produced them.
Like for example, he produced Ill Bomb.
Right,
LL.
definitely. I knew that one.
What was that? Oh, son,
That record's so fire.
that mix is so sick. I remember my
Call
boy.
my name.
I remember my boy Carlisle did the mix. The way the mix sound on that.
and some of the dopest Busta records. You know, Give Me Some More.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of Buster. Early.
Yeah.
I heard him when he was going through the floppy disk, I follow his page. He did something for Redman and Method Man I never heard. It was crazy. I was like, oh, all right, Scott.
And it's funny because there's so many unsung heroes who've done some incredible work, and that's what this HittMobb is about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Such as yourself. Such as
Appreciate it.
yourself.
Yeah, yes.
That's
yes.
why we started the first season.
Such as yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, but let's get into.
I ain't nowhere near you guys.
No, but I'm just saying you did some work. Let's talk about that remix you did with KRS One.
It was We In There.
We in there, yeah.
And Ali, I gotta shout Ali out.
Yes,
all the
shout out
time.
to Ali.
So, my grandmother had just passed. I was raised by my grandmother.
All right.
So I had called Ali and I was like, I was hood. I was in the street. So I was like, yo, Ali, man, I need some money. He said, yeah, you been working? I was like, yeah. I got beats because, it wasn't production, then it was beats.
Yeah,
I got beats. He came and got me the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to his crib, and that's the first time I learned how to do. Now, Gordon showed me how to work the machines and stuff like that, but Gordon never showed me song structure.
Right.
Ali taught
How
me
to
song
make a
structure.
record, make a
So
song,
we did
right.
the KRS One. We in there.
Mm-hmm.
Jive liked it so much. You know, they liked it so much. They wanted to shoot a video, everything, and I was telling Dave that KRS, you know, he felt the way.
Mm-hmm.
So he said something to the record company, and he remixed the remix.
Wow.
And then he shot the video. He shot another video. So he put out 2 videos at the same time.
Now, why do
so
you think he did that? Was it because he wasn't controlling the narrative on the music because of your work?
Well, I don't think he even knew it was me.
Right.
Because you know I was under Ali. I was with Tribe. So my name is on. I got credit for it and got paid for it. But I think what I really think, I think that at that particular time, you know, Tribe was so hot, a couple of people was in their feelings. So that makes
sense.
That's what I'm saying. They were hot. Everybody wanted the Tribe sound.
Yeah, man, that Midnight Marauders was the apex, bro.
Yo, let me tell you.
That's when they was like, I mean, they were already solidified in the culture from the first and second album. And Low End Theory sonically made a statement, you know what I'm saying, in the culture.
Definitely.
But Midnight Marauders, from song production, Fife just stepped up a whole nother notch on the lyrics. The energy of that album was just something else, bro.
But we can't forget Bob Powers.
Ooh,
yes, Bob Powers.
engineer.
Amazing engineer. Amazing engineer.
And Tim Latham.
Tim Latham as well.
Yeah.
They both did my album as well.
Yeah, Tim Latham.
I was just about to say, I want to circle back to about your album and the story of that. But I got one question for you before I leave the Midnight Marauders conversation. Were you on the album cover?
No.
All his faces on the album cover.
What happened? Oh yeah, well you should have been on there.
Yeah. Was it you missed the day of the photo shoots? Because I know they had scheduled photo shoots and people just came in, took pictures. I remember Rashad did it.
Rashad, I seen his face on it. It was 2 things about that album. One, I was in the street. And I when I found out about it, it was too late.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I said, I was in the street later on. I went to jail.
Right.
So that's how I missed out some of that.
Man, but that album cover is like historical.
It
It
is.
captured who was moving and shaking within
at
the culture.
that time.
Well,
even the up and comers.
You're right, but the thing I could say, and I pay homage to Tribe Called Quest. Period.
For sure.
I learned everything from those guys, everything. The thing that I love the most about them is the professionalism, and it rolled over to me and my group. Like if you know the day when we record, I don't have nobody in the studio. It's just a group. And if there is a visitor, maybe a lot of times I would shut that down, and I learned that from Tribe. If you notice when they recording, nobody in the studio with them guys.
You got to keep the focus.
I tend to do that myself, man. Like from Beat Miners days and afterwards,
right?
I never liked the whole crowd of people in sessions distracting me from what I'm doing.
Neither.
You know what I'm saying?
Me
know, I ain't trying to stun on the chicks I'm dating. Come to my studio session, like
that was
show
flex.
with that. I ain't do none of that. You know,
it was professionalism.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what else. I'm gonna touch on the album. Then I'm gonna touch back on Atlantic with that.
Yeah.
So with the album, another thing, Dave did some production on the album, and he got one of the hottest joints on there.
Man.
And
I remember he telling me about it.
Yeah, it's called The Great Paper Chaser. This is on Spotify right now. My album, because
that's dope to know. I'm putting that in my playlist.
I put it back out.
Now
we recorded the album
because the masters revert back to you, right?
I put it back out from with a record label in Germany, and so we put it back out, and it's on all the platforms now. But this song that Dave did, it's my favorite song on the album, honestly.
It is?
Yeah. It's my favorite song on the album, and it's called The Great Paper Chase. And I think what really, all right, Tycho, Peter Chan, shout out to them, the MCs, they killed it. But what really did it for me was the production. Like, it was something entirely different.
At that time?
At that time and now. Because, you know, I put that album back out in COVID, 2020. And it was selling in Germany. And the reason why I know it the reason why they picked me back up, they picked my group back up or whatever, because Tribe was on there. Because we got exclusive songs with Fife.
Right.
Nobody never heard.
Right, original masters,
Yeah.
right.
And then Q-Tip produced 2 songs.
That's dope.
And, Ali produced songs. So, that's what segues into the record company. So when I was younger, and we were anxious. We brought Chris Lighty in as a co-manager.
Rest in peace,
Yes,
Chris
right.
Lighty.
Trying to squeeze, some more money.
Right.
But what you were saying earlier about Big Beat. So Craig Kalman was the president of Big Beat.
Correct.
Biggie was hot at this time,
That's
right?
like around 96.
Junior Mafia.
Yeah.
So Junior Mafia was on Big Beat. So contractually, my group, we were supposed to come out before Junior Mafia. So being that Biggie had built the steam already, they put Junior Mafia over us, in front of us.
As a priority.
Right? And then another thing with Atlantic, back then everybody had crews. You had the Def Squad and everybody Snoop and them. Everybody had
Death
a team.
Row. Yeah, right.
So Atlantic was pressuring us to have Tribe Called Quest to go back in and have Q-Tip and Fife on the first single. And Egos was in there. And then, I didn't want to really press Tip for that or whatever.
Right.
They doing their own thing. So we didn't do it. So that the record company got disappointed behind that.
In other words, they wanted to capitalize on your network.
Right.
And use that as a catalyst to sell your product.
Exactly.
And the artists that you were within the group probably felt a little ways, and then the record company was just
no,
like,
we were all for it. Because, okay. Pay homage to Tribe. We were on tour with them with no record, with nothing out,
right?
And we were killing. They showed a lot of love.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? And it was beyond the music. They were friends,
right?
So they are some of my best friends. So when the record company was pressing me, it was pressing us to go get Tribe, and I'm like, why? Why? Because the product was good. The album was really good. We had a lot of stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? We even had a sample with Snoop on there, and Snoop was willing to do the video. It was going to be the second single.
Oh, that's a look.
It was called Why Am I So Fly?
All right.
So basically, he would have made a cameo based on the
definitely.
It was like a hook sample.
It was a hook sample.
Right.
So then I got mad. I forced Chris to go to the label and bully them to drop our single, because contractually we were supposed to have a video out and a single. But now in hindsight, the business things get pushed back. And looking at it, it was the right move for the record company to put Junior Mafia out, because they was hot.
Right. They were capitalizing on the moment, right?
At that time, so Junior Mafia blew up so big, and with the Biggie, Craig Kalman became the president of Atlantic.
Yep.
Oh,
so
shit.
when he became the president, he kind of cleaned house. So Rob Perlman, who signed us, they fired him, and then they dropped me. They dropped my group.
No, but you told me that you didn't tell me it happened like that.
Yeah.
You said that you got impatient and you
I did.
bucked.
That's what I'm saying.
No. But I'm just saying that it's not like I think you phrasing it wrong.
What do you mean?
Because if you had waited, you probably would have been out.
I would have if I waited. That's why I said I had Chris going there.
That wasn't made clear, because that's a big point that was going to go over people's head.
Oh.
If you would have waited,
if I'd have
waited and you chilled,
but
the album would have been out.
Yes, I would. It would definitely been out.
That's what they would have did was wait until their momentum was dwindling down, and
right.
What does the label have next to put out?
Right.
And then you already had the Tribe affiliation.
Yes.
To co-sign that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the big difference.
I had the Tribe affiliation from the door.
Right.
But
I'm talking about from the record company standpoint. They knew that and would have found a way to use that as a marketing tool.
That's what they were trying to do.
Right.
But you young.
Right.
No, but all right. But to your saving grace, they had the Fushnickers had La Schmoove.
Right.
Right.
And Fife was in the video.
Right. So
but that's another record company though.
Huh? No, but I'm just saying that. If they wanted the affiliation, they could have do it like that.
I understood.
Yeah.
I understood what they were saying, but it would have been pulling teeth.
I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I didn't want to do that. Tribe had to It was a little bit of ego, like you said,
Right.
and Tribe had did enough for us already. So we feeling
And
like
plus,
we stand on our own.
you had the late great Chris Lighty on your team. And
Right.
It was like, look, muscle these dudes, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Violator.
Well, honestly, I mean, Chris. Everybody know who Chris Lighty is.
Yes.
And what great manager he was. He came in on the back end. Stage did all the groundwork, but Chris' name rang bells.
Of course.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we got
Violator.
more money when we pulled
There
Chris
you go.
in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the thing.
That was-
That.
Well, at least you got some checks out of it, though.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
And you got
Yes.
and you got the album master that you was able to walk away with and still benefit from to this day.
Exactly.
You know what?
That's one thing that's important in hip hop culture. Those who came in
Exactly.
from the 80s and 90s and what levels of ownership they have over their back catalog to this day.
Exactly.
That's true.
You know, the blessing, Beetle, is Prestige and I were able to benefit in today's times off of our back catalog and the value of that
Wow.
without getting
Exactly.
into detail.
That's true.
All right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I understand.
I gotta bring one point in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember this point, right? When you had to clear, when we was clearing the Paper Chase record, right?
Right.
I got on the phone with Bohannon.
Oh, you did?
You don't remember that?
Wow.
Yo, my memory
You never
crazy.
told
Son,
me that.
Yeah,
You remember
Bohannon,
because
the blues artist?
the
Yeah.
the soul artist,
Yeah.
Bohannon.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Because who did the cut? Who was doing the scratch? Ali. Yes. They was cutting the record, Edo G and the Bulldogs.
You wasn't with me when we was riding the bus.
Yeah, he cut that record. And that's the Bohannon sample
Correct.
It
that's
is.
in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So Bohannon had to clear it.
Really?
Bohannon
Just
had
from the
to-
scratches?
Yes.
Because it wasn't another. I thought you was referencing clearing it like the sample that you made of the beat.
I
That's
never
crazy.
forget this. You know, I had this man record, Stop and Go record.
Yeah,
I was on the phone with Bohannon.
that's crazy.
Wow.
And
That's
Bohannon-
big right there.
Huh?
Yeah.
You didn't? How you ain't know
I
that?
probably forgot. Yo,
So,
that was
yeah.
100 years ago, you know?
So he got on the phone and Bohannon. I was saying, I said, "Come on, man. I'm just a kid. I'm trying to like do my thing. This
Right,
and that and the other."
right.
I had to plead to him to
Yeah.
clear the record
Right,
because he could have hold up the record
right.
because you still.
Yeah, when you're dealing with the majors, even if you sample a
Yes.
scratch hook,
Yes.
you got to clear
right,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everything
yes.
was cleared on the album.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
And
I
my
believe
budget
that.
wasn't even a lot.
Right.
Yes.
Not like the Tribe budget. The Tribe, they,
Oh, yeah.
they spent a lot.
Josh
of
spent some money on that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Job spent money on
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
No,
for-
but I'm saying
and
they had to
sold
recoup
records.
all that. Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
sold records. They got
sold records.
A lot of people don't realize the Tribe got platinum album catalog, bro.
Yes.
You know?
And,
It wasn't just the quality of the music. It did numbers for that time.
and
Still
one
does.
thing,
Yeah.
right? So what's one of your favorite Tribe albums?
My?
Yes.
Okay, good question.
Of course, Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders.
I have to go with the first album.
He always goes with the first album. But I just, like I said earlier in this
Mm-hmm.
conversation, to me, Tribe's apex creatively and lyrically,
That Low End
music,
Theory.
everything, the energy was that
Yeah,
Midnight
but
Marauders.
I will go with the first album because we know how it is.
Mhm.
The first album's always set things off.
That's true.
And the first album is so pinnacle because, all right, and I told you this, right?
Mhm.
All his counterparts, Jungle,
De
De
La.
La,
Right.
and all of that, right? That record still shine because the way they put that together, it was sounded better than all of their shit.
Yeah.
And
on the
yes,
first
yes,
album?
The first album, son.
I say, I say,
Son, Benita Applebum still plays on the
I was
record.
just
It
about
does.
to say that.
It
I was
does.
just
It
about to
does.
say
It
that was
definitely
one of their
does.
biggest hits.
It definitely does. But so just check the rhyme.
No, but I'm just saying,
like
all I'm saying is because of the sonics on that record.
I think
It
the
set
reason
you're saying it set the tone
Right.
for the
But
the length of their career, right?
I disagree with that. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Okay.
Because even though, Tip and Ali did a great job on the first album, the production on second two was phenomenal. The
Yeah.
sound was just totally different, and it was the upcoming of Fife.
Yep. That's
Definitely,
why I
definitely.
picked Midnight Marauders
Definitely.
because production-wise, the precision from drum programming, arranging, sample usage, song structure, all of that,
Yeah.
and the lyricism along with the artistic
Right.
vision of the album. Midnight Marauders is just the pinnacle to me.
But
man.
like, I have to say that because at the time I was coming up, that album was so left to me because from what we was used to hearing at that time.
right.
Because and remember, Tip pulled out some rare ass shit on that album.
He did.
And shit that you couldn't even find today.
It's funny because to me, like that first album, the first Main Source album, was just to me the staples in that time frame.
Yeah.
Musically,
I don't
care what nobody says in hip hop.
The Can I Kick It in the remix and all of that shit.
And think about it, Footprints, Looking at the Front Door. People were comparing those two records back then.
Yeah,
because of the Donald Byrd sample.
But he filtered it large, like so. You remember,
Paul, one of the best ever. He's one of the
Shout out
best
to Large Professor.
Large Professor.
Come on, you wasn't no fan of Paul.
Yes, I was. Yo, let's get it straight, right?
Yeah.
Me and you, we go back and forth all the time. Or we have different opinions about things, but honestly, you cannot mention the early years of the golden era. I'm talking about from 90, like 89 to 94,
91,
and not
92.
mention Large Professor.
Yeah.
You can't.
You can't. Because it was more than just Main Source. It was the other things he participated in that some people didn't know. Like a Fresh Gordon, Cool G Rap, Rakim.
Right.
He was a part of some of those
I learned
albums
that later.
Yeah, we knew that from the beginning.
I learned that later.
Because I met Large at the beginning of my career, so I knew what he was doing and what he was going through.
Right.
Before Main Source took off.
I didn't know none of that.
Yeah.
I found out later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, shout out to Large Professor.
Shout out to Large Professor, man.
And on that note, we got to end it up today.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Shout to DJ Beetle.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
The legend, all right?
Brooklyn represent.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.